Okay, from a corporate's perspective, I would categorize the benefits into three parts. The first bucket of benefits is what I call operational or productivity related benefits. The second is what I call risk benefits, risk and compliance benefits. The third I would call is strategic benefits. So under the productivity benefit category, what corporates are looking at in their ecosystem is to reduce their cost, to reduce manual interaction with the external business partners, to improve the turnaround time, to optimize their working capital cycle, which is either to reduce or stretch it depending on what side of the supply chain they are sitting on. So a lot of these operational KPIs, DLT ledgers can help benefit the corporate, because the key aspect is that the interaction which a corporate has with their ecosystem today is either manual, or it sits on old technologies like EDI, or they are using centralized database technologies. However, none of these technologies will help in areas where there is a genuine multi-party issue. For example, it could be reconciliation, it could be exchange, it could be confirmation, or what have you. So that's one bucket of benefits which a corporate would get. The second bucket of benefit is what I mentioned, is around risk and compliance. The key elements, if we look at what is happening to the impact post-COVID on supply chain shocks, on looking at changing supply chains from China into, for example, ASEAN, or you look at some of the trade war impact which is happening, the key thing which corporates are looking for is visibility in their supply chain. So that word visibility has many implications. Visibility to make better decisions, visibility to be aware where their transactions are in the ecosystem, visibility of having a pulse of what exactly is happening. So that whole bucket of visibility is a big driver in terms of what DLT ledgers as a solution can enable a corporate to do. The second aspect of it is compliance. So when you look at the world of ESG, when you look at regulations coming out of Europe and the US, when you look at the sustainability reporting commitments coming out of different listed companies' stock exchange requirements, the reality is that compliance is going to be a big issue. Now, compliance means there has to be transparency, there has to be auditability, there has to be authentication of data. And that's where a solution like ours can help companies to get better traceability of their information, to create an audit trail of what has happened in the ecosystem. So in this bucket, we help companies achieve both their compliance as well as regulatory requirements which are coming up, because they are able to create that network which allows for the transfer of data documents to create that degree of traceability and transparency and auditability. The third bucket which I mentioned is strategic benefits. And this is more going forward. The strategic benefits are that corporates are looking to develop data-led business models. So if you think about how newer businesses are being created, it's all about data, the ability to use that data to create more insights and to create more businesses models. So you imagine this ecosystem which a corporate has created where they own the data which resides in that ecosystem. So the whole play around using authenticated, trusted data to create new businesses and business models, in my opinion, is going to be a big factor going forward as to how companies play in this data world. So to me, these are the three big buckets which corporates, specifically manufacturing corporates, it does not matter which side of the supply chain they are sitting in. So, or whether it is on the upstream or sourcing side, whether it's on the midstream or manufacturing side, whether it is downstream or on the distribution side, corporates can actually leverage a multiple number of benefits. And that's primarily because DLT Ledgers as a platform allows a corporate to create a number of their use cases. So as long as 3-4 conditions are met, number one, it's a genuine multi-party problem. Number two, there is a need for authenticated or trusted data. Number three, there's a need to create an audit trail of events. Number four, there is an element of immutability of the data. As long as those conditions exist, then the technology that DLT Ledgers brings in using our Proteus platform allows a corporate to actually create their own use case, create their own network, define the KPIs that they are looking to drive as a result of the problem that they are facing, and then actually implementing it. And in the world of low-code, no-code that we live in, which is what Proteus as a platform brings in, the ability is to swiftly deploy these solutions. So if you are thinking about a traditional way where you hire a bunch of coders and they take 1 year to write codes before a solution is deployed, current technology, which is what DLT Ledgers brings to the table, is the ability to deploy a solution in that 8 to 10 weeks kind of a bucket, which can be quickly deployed, which means whether you're a CIO or a CFO or a CXO, the ability to get a quick ROI, the ability to be flexible in defining different types of solutions. It is your network, so you're not joining a platform. You decide the pace at which you create the network. You decide the pace at which you want to drive the change. You decide at what stage you want to integrate this back into your internal ERP. So you have all of these tools with DLT Ledgers that the platform provides you to develop different solutions in your ecosystem based on where those three buckets which I mentioned, operational, risk and compliance, and strategic resides.